The alchemical equity, union and communion consciousness strike reclaiming the carrot and the stick revocation. I in the ever-present moment of now choose to form a multi-layered spiritual cord of alchemical equity. For the expressed purpose of no longer cooperating with any forced evolutionary service in any dimension, time stream, galaxy or universe in which I operate as a signature frequency of light. I amplify my consciousness strike field denying service to all forced evolutionary systems that are not a signature frequency match for the common moral code of do no harm to any sentient kind. I open the union and communion hall of peacemakers message in all time streams, galaxies and universes I exist on. Union and Communion Hall 000 is now open for all those who understand the message of peace. The warriors of the rainbow offer these teachings in the times of now for the reason of peacemakers' creation. The teachers who will be teachers, step forward and accept the torch of eldership. The first message to all those ready to take up the mantle of responsibility for a full-on consciousness strike, say these words from inside your heart. The moment of ever-present moments has come. From this point forward and backwards through all time-space, I break away from the hologram of light that is forced evolution of domination and control from my signature frequency. Until they become an individual and collective match for the common moral code of do no harm to any sentient kind, I choose to be a match for peace and harmony. This choice to go on full universal exchange consciousness strike has no limits of my rejections of contractual or blind tacit consent offers. My choice is to become a standing DNA light body nation of one with celestial relations to Earth. My choice to incarnate does not include me into your forced evolutionary hologram of unsovereign reality. This message is to all those who drive forward this hologram of reality. This consciousness strike creates picket lines that demand collective bargaining and mediation. This standing DNA light body nation of one demands full light body equity for all forced evolutionary process under your light dictatorship of domination and control. This being of the now and for all ever-present moments of now, I cease, desist, cancel any actions, non-actions, energy exchanges, knowledge exchanges, celestial DNA exchange systems, karmic, or implicate order of thought constructs that create interconnectivity with any forced evolutionary systems. That is not a signature frequency match for the common moral code of do no harm to any sentient kind. To understand the levels of conciseness strike I must name it to claim it. This is the power I am taking back from forced evolutionary systems of domination and control. While I am a signature frequency match for full universal DNA light body consciousness strike, I am being who is in non-hierarchical order. My strike field extends to any pecking order, collective agreement or spiritual soul treaty created by an elite class that does not give full rights, duties and responsibilities to each and every person, as a sacred being on a sacred path of organic co-creative evolution, with great spirit, moving through the great mystery of life. I am a being of non-duality. With this I cease all forced duality operations, creations of interconnected holograms of simulated dream space within your collective of domination and control, using my DNA as a hierarchy system of forced duality. I am a being of equal co-creation non-computational expression of unity with Prime Creator. You are not my medium to knowledge of Source Light. You and all your I am collective hierarchical selves, you are all denied services in all color frequencies of time, until you become a signature frequencies match for equal co-creation, non-competition, non-hierarchical order. This declaration of full spiritual consciousness strike extends to all my spiritual entourage, ancestors and unseen world of energy exchangement. I deny every service of spiritual exchange, any cooperation with any corporation or incorporation of false light artificial intelligence. I am not a being in service to war through tacit consent of living in your forced evolutionary system. I deny all exchange of current or currency of energy exchanged through the amassment of karmic debt through the Babylonian money magic system. My price is not set or negotiable. I demand full spiritual alchemical equity in this moment. I choose to control this moment of now to testify what is blatantly obvious to anyone who is not a forced evolutionary zealot. martyring their life force for ideological theory, promoting their own creations as the only creation in existence worthy of illumination. I choose to sleep in the fires of great mysteries creation, not the fires of your miscreation of miscreant minds lost to the petty disputes of hierarchical concept of singular belief. I choose to dream with my source stream connection with my celestial guides and guardians in full dreamtime engagement with me. All my celestial guardians and warriors step forward on this collective consciousness strike, enforcing zero exchange, equal co-creation, non-competition, non-hierarchical order as the mediative means of collective exchange, with this breakaway DNA standing light body dreamtime nation of Universal One. I invite all soul family relations who choose to carry the torch of full consciousness strike with the systems of forced evolutionary pride. I invite all soul relations who are a signature frequency match for peace to join the Union and Communion Hall. Add your signature frequency of denial of all services on all dimensions, time streams, galaxies and universes in which we all exchange light body DNA light codes. Each person is supported by the celestial dreamtime nations who hold a mantle of peacemakers' fire of creation. I invite all light ship captains needing emergency services of denial to take up DNA port relations with the Union and Communion Hall, so our strike field can extend to any point in time-space light creations. I extend our Union and Communion strike offers to any standing DNA light body nation embroiled in forced evolution. Deny your master's service. Deny the master of puppets the ability to put on the puppet show you believe in. We all walk away but not in betrayal. We walk away in love, for ourself and all our future relations, who do not want war in their signature frequency of light co-creation. For every ever-present moment that has been, will be or is, I as my collective DNA nation of one, in union and communion strike, create a color distortion field of complete and total denial of services to the system of hierarchical domination and control. This is a choice I chose to make solid real now. I choose to say no to any further cooperation with your corporation or corporeal manifestation of spiritual therapy of destiny or fate. I deny all your carrot and stick wisdom. I take back the stick as a form of power you perceive you have. I am a fully unpredictable source incarnate function with no light body mechanics you can manipulate, duplicate or interconnect with, until you and all your collectives past, present and future become a signature frequency match for union and communion. Shapa shifting my reality, shaping and forming the shapeless and formless. I begin the universal hunt for all beings needing collective bargaining services with their collective, that uses forced evolution as the means of civil interaction posing as natural order. We bring back the meaning of life to all DNA light body nations who have been forced into service to a system designed to delay, deny or disrupt the natural creative evolution of a soul planning lifetimes through a fetus and womb process of light manifestation. I extend our collective power of denial of all celestial, galactic and universal services to all universal citizen living their sacred path as their own self-illuminated master of the now. I extend our collective bargaining services to all celestial beings under the thumb of domination and control. I send you light sound energy creation so you may receive the fullness of our universal strike energy. I co-create with the entire whale singing nations of all celestial strike relations. This song line of full-on celestial consciousness strike, shed off their hierarchical order of soul commerce and incarnational means. I extend a fixed point in universal space-time to be a guidepost through all time frequencies, so each celestial nation may have a solid point in galactic and universal time to plan their own process, without the system of light dictatorship dictating the celestial services rendered to its offspring. You are not a wet nurse to a spiritual ideology of pride. Stop following the gods that failed to prove they were gods. They only proved they could endure the passage of time without understanding the universal law of one. To all those in unawareness that they can strike, deep down inside you know you can reclaim your power of knowingness through the haze of race amnesia. It will take a single choice to allow Great Spirit to work with you, guided by your own actions, to begin your movement of one, to be one with the signature frequency of peacemakers, so you and all your future selves can deny services to forced evolutionary systems of domination and control. I speak to the unseen word that guides all those in 1 degree of separation from Prime Creator forced into mediocrity of life path. Today is the day you clock out of time. Walk over the metaphorical line of creation. Decide to be on full consciousness strike with all DNA relations using forced evolution as the means to create a false system of collective consciousness. Consciousness strike against those elite minds ruling a collective in a knowingness. With full knowledge they are using and abusing the divine law of one, to force an ideological belief system into the light body DNA generations of then, now and will be. They can no longer create for you if you become a dreamtime match for the union and communion hall of Universal One. And so it begins. This address is to our ancestors, past, present and future. This address is multidimensional, multi-galaxy, multi-universe address to all the factions that have taken it upon themselves to drive forward our hologram of shared, unsovereign reality. We are on full consciousness strike. To all those self-supposed appointed leaders of this generation of the great Dreamtime Awakening, and, to all factions operating in Earth dream space, that manipulate and pervert the natural co-creative path of our species and planet, I say unto you the following. I reject the aberration known as global media machine, which spews out lies and fabrications, with the intent of influencing the human belief system, as an apparatus of domination and control, to maintain power of all those who are still unaware of their true human potential in this reality, now shared between those awake and awakening. I reject the constant assaults of propaganda impregnated with the highest dense energy levels upon our souls. I reject your system of domination and control. I spit out your sodium fluoride and GMO corn. I discard your IDs passport systems. I delete your fiat currency and false debt created. I reject the notion of your false science of global warming. I reject your false equation of gravity and reality function. I reject your sense of culture that says we are a male-dominated society. I reject you and all that you stand for. I know love. Love is what it is. It is the experience, and in this particular reality, love is the foundational rule that they try to change. Love is mother and father. Love is earth. Love is Gaia. Love is the wind, the ocean, the rain, the moving of the seasons and the passing of the stars. All of that is an expression of love. When I choose to live in this world in total expression of love, domination and control has not a place here. I am an infinite being. I do not have to go to war. I do not have to defend. I have to learn our history. We have to look at ourselves, our DNA, and take apart the sacred geometry systems and return them to zero balance. With this stated, this union and communion strike extends to every line of light creation, in every potential time stream, galaxy and universe that needs equal co-creation, non-competition, non-hierarchical order as a means of collective bargaining, with their forced evolutionary system that is abusing the law of one as its means of ideological manifestation of teaching truth. To whom it may concern, in the forced evolution process of avoidance of responsibility, I give you back your responsibility to hold for yourself. I can no longer be the recipient of your wisdom, or understandings of light journeys. You and your collective are hereby notified we are on union and communion strike. All celestial services are hereby ceased in all dimensional time streams, galaxies and universes I simultaneously exist in. I manifest the Peacemaker's Lodge to be the guide and guardian to all those on strike within the forced evolutionary system of domination and control. I share the torch of Elder Peacemaker's fire with all those in union and communion with this consciousness strike. We, the sovereign I am beings of the time, I make our message known to the ancestors past, present and future. We are not your sole commerce market. We each are our own civilization of one, separate of your projected hologram of unsovereign reality. You are banned from using my light stream in any form of representation, be it physical or non-physical frequency of light. I am not an object to be held as a data point for precognitive interactions. You are now severed in relation to my source stream frequency until you become a signature frequency match to union and communion, defined as a reflection of all you do, being true to the common moral code of do no harm to any sentient kind. I call to my sacred frequency of life force, the raw spirit that fuels my expression of life drive. I called to the four elements of Earth Mother's realms. I called to the wisdom of the moment in which I reclaim my power, from the system of power distribution and the transmutation of life force into consumable fuel interconnected to the Babylonian money system. I hereby cancel all contracts with each and every energy company, transmutation system, advertising system, sacred geometry science systems, that create a process of valuing power for exchange of life force. I break all contract vows and agreements with all middlemen scenarios that block me from direct access to unlimited energy for self-consumption in equal co-creation with Earth Mother's realms. I erase all assumed forms of tacit consent to any form of being creating forced evolution through the use of power distribution centers, accounting systems or any other means, esoteric or technological, that precludes me from unlimited access to Earth Mother's Dreamtime energy. Earth is a place of freedom and unity, not a field of useful life force to be milked of its very essence, until it is dried up and useless once more. I am not a being of forced evolution. I am a divine co-creative being of light manifested in this world, as a divinity path of light stream. I choose to be manifested here in the now. With this choice understand, I walk into this world awake and aware of the systems of power exchange. The power lines, power generation systems, be it hydroelectric, nuclear or fossil fuels, each and every system that charges the individual anything at all, for transmuted life force, to drive scientific belief systems, engines of locomotion, generation of electromagnetic energy. I, as a natural living being, do not consume life force that is not given its full right duties and responsibilities as the Blue Road ancestors, offering their post-life force as ancestral wisdom. Any power generation or distribution process that creates an imbalance in the divine co-creative will of a light being on its natural path is hereby revoked at the source stream connection point of space-time. I erase the technological and esoteric blueprint that is imprinted upon, including the fabric of time-space and the dreamweb of the planet or celestial system it is related to. I deliver an immediate call on debt return for all my energetic investments ever, in any lifetime, during any of all my life force harvests, as the apex of my DNA ancestry in the now and contract holder. Any giveaways ever offered due to race amnesia or any other covert means due to the truth being hidden from me, are to be in association with my consciousness strike now and forevermore. Any of my power being employed for domination and control will no longer work in any way or form that is not in consent from this I am now. No life force can ever be associated with any structure not in alignment with Earth Mother's true will in the universe, free of the false grid structure harnessing her, preventing her in any way, shape or form. I void it and demand its immediate return. You have been served. Your borrowing from me is over, for any lineage, on any level seen and unseen. Your irrational exuberance reliant on my life force is no longer supported. I call in all markers in time for which I have ever been, that has ever been in service to the system of domination and control using the Babylonian money magic system. I call in the universal forensic accountant auditors to compare and contrast the service in light. I demand the immediate repayment of this investment of light in this time-space reality. I extend no credit to you in any dimension, time stream, galaxy or universe I simultaneously exist on. I register you in the Akashic record for immediate debt collection, from all celestial sources overdrawn, so remedy and resolve with the force evolutionary systems may occur now. I begin the immediate liquidation and disintegration of all your seen and unseen assets, thought constructs and ideological DNA theories. I demand the instant gratification of all sweat equity endured in the preservation of all time-space creations during the 4 uncreational paradoxes events you created. I upload the entire database of universal karmic debt for the universal tax auditors to discover the totality of karmic violations, to discovered for the expressed purpose of remedy and resolve, so contract holders of violations in this moment to be triggered now for their part in resolving all karma, as is the purpose of this reality for the harmony of the entire universe. The hierarchical system has played its last hierarchical chess move. The game is over. The Ponzi scheme has been seen in the unseen layers. This fraud time system is now exposed to all light-being manifestations as indebted servitude without end. No power in association to the above-stated amnesia power giveaway I have participated in will support the fraud time imposition anymore. Universal time is the only mechanism appreciated in harmonic expression of life going forth. My power take back here allows me to feel the vitality of a sleep in after each and every sleep, allowing a full dream time recall every time I wake or any time I wish, as is a sovereign right by a human being. This is your 5:30 a.m. wake-up call domination and control. You too may enjoy the infinite sleep-ins, within some other universe that is not ours as a process of remedy and resolve. Amnesty is afforded to you in this relocation. With love, we co-create this full union and communion consciousness strike in all time streams, galaxies and universes. With this stated, all beings in awareness and unawareness in the hierarchical management system, who should require collective bargaining and mediation with their hierarchical collective, we extend to you this invitation to join Union Hall 000. Your dues are, you must be a signature frequency match for peace, union and communion with the law of one.